Today, I'm going to be walking through the Immuta MySQL integration. As you can see here, I'm in the create the connection interface here, connection wizard. I can go ahead and choose MySQL as the connector type, technology type. We do support two different deployment methods today, RDS deployed MySQL or Aurora MySQL. I'm going to choose RDS for right now. I've already set this up, so I won't fill all these in, but as you can see, we'll supply a connection name, the host name or URL or IP of the server, port, AWS region here, and then of course the authentication method that we'll be using to create that connection, whether that's an access key, username and password, or some type of assumed role like IAM role. So I've already done that. So if I go over here to my connections, you can see I have this MySQL demo connection already configured, and I can see the connection details here. So this is the region, the port, what method was used to authenticate. If I look at the data objects, there's a Immuta demo database, which is enabled. So I've ingested that entire database that contains 4 tables, right? We're going to be working with this budget variance analysis table. So if I click on this, I can see this particular table belongs to the MySQL connector. It is part of the finance domain. The Immuta kind of connection workflow has already applied what we call kind of infrastructure tags. So we have the database name that's already also applied as a tag. And I have this associated with the marketplace data product, as you can see here. Right. Right now, there's no members of this data source other than the owner. So I don't have anyone that's subscribed or has access to this particular table, but we can change that once we go into the marketplace. So I'll show you right here in the marketplace. I already have this financial planning and analysis data product. And you can see there's 4 different tables across 4 different data platforms, right? So one of them being the budget variance analysis MySQL table. I'm going to switch over to the data consumer perspective. So I'll switch to Remy here. Remy is my data consumer. And you can see, so Remy is looking to gain access to this particular data product. You'll note that Remy has current access to this Databricks table. Access, if approved, to my budget variance analysis. And there's also this portfolio holdings, but access if approved to budget variance analysis, and then access prevented to retail data, right? So there are other policies in place, including guardrail policies, that are preventing me from ever getting access to certain tables based on other guardrail rules. So I want to get access to budget variance analysis specifically. So what I'll do as a data consumer, I'll click this, request access, and I'll put in my responses here. So I need access for my reports, and then the duration, I can select how long I'd like this access. I'm going to say I need it for 2 weeks. This form is all customizable. So you can see I have a question around SOX compliance training. I have a kind of a multiple choice checkbox around what are my use cases here. I'm going to say financial planning and analysis for this particular use case. And then I will agree to the data use agreement. So I'll submit the request. Switching back to my data approver, if I go to access requests, I can see Remy has requested access. I will click on this request. I can see the responses that Remy provided. I can see which data sources, again, Remy will be approved access to. And then I can, of course, review the data use agreement. I'm going to continue to determination. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to temporarily approve. So I'll just provide my response. They approved. And I don't like 2 weeks. I'm going to say Remy is only going to get access for 1 week. So I'm going to override Remy's request for 2 weeks. I will submit the determination. Now that's done, I can see that Remy is now a member of this particular data product, and it will have access to those tables that are specified. And then their expiration date is set a week from now. I'm going to switch over to MySQL Workbench, and you can see Immuta has automatically provisioned access to REMI, to these tables within MySQL. So if I run a select on this budget variance analysis table, I will run this. You can see I now have access to all of the content of this particular table. Thanks for watching, and let us know if you have any questions.